Hello and welcome to the GeoComply Remote Darts League. Our thanks go to our sponsors, GeoComply, the iGaming industry's trusted solution for geolocation. And it's all brought to you by FSB, the sports betting and gaming platform supplier. This edition of the Remote Darts League has been running for 2 weeks now and features 16 players. With 6 league nights still to go, it's still all to play for. Each session we see 4 players taking part and all taking on each other. So let's take a look at how last night's play affects the league standings. Well, that's our running order that's coming up for this evening. And of course, we'll be going through that in a moment. But there is the league, and Laura Turner, you'll see there, was unable to add to her points tally, suffering 3 defeats. She remains in 13th position. Larry Butler and Tony O'Shea both registered a win over Laura and a draw against each other to pick up 3 points each. They're level on 13 points mid-table. But climbing to the top of the table is John O'Shea, who recorded 3 wins out of 3 on the night. It's something that each of our top 6 have managed to achieve over the past 14 days of play. John O'Shea sits just above James Richardson and Paul Hogan, each of whom remain unbeaten after 9 matches played. Paul plays tonight, James plays tomorrow, and remember, it's only the top 4 that make it through to our finals night in 6 nights' time. We were teased with that running order. Let's take a better look at it now. We'll focus on our lineup for this evening, and later we'll be meeting Lorraine Winstanley, who picked up her first point of the campaign 3 days ago. The English international will be taking on David Cameron of Canada, who still has his sights set on the top 4. You can see that all of our players play 3 times each, 6 matches in total this evening. So coming up first are the 2 men who are bang in form. From the Netherlands, we say hello to Richard Veenstra, and from England, it's Paul Hogan. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi, Rich.
Good evening. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Richard. Hi.
Yes, you can go with Richard and Richard here, Paul. I've mentioned the great form you're both in. Paul, it's been a week since we've seen you, but what a brilliant last session you had for the second time of your campaign. 3 wins out of 3 in the same session. You've won 7 games, you've drawn the other 2. Feeling good, Paul?
Yeah, I'm always feeling good. But it's getting down now to the nitty gritty. I'm playing a class player in Richard tonight, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, class indeed. And Richard, you found your feet, that's for sure, in your 3rd session of our competition. 3 wins, Jim Williams, Thibaut Trickle and Laura Turner. You did a 3 out of 3 as well.
Yeah, that was an important night to win all 3 and to make chance to get the top 4.
Yeah, I mean, Richard, we've been saying to Paul and James throughout, they're unbeaten. But if we look at your record, you only lost your first match, and that was to James Richardson. You've been unbeaten in the next 8.
Yeah, he was playing good the first game. Pretty good, and yeah, that's why he's top of the league. Yeah.
Yes, there is a chance, and of course you have a lot of other players involved that can make a difference, but maybe we could be seeing both of you on semi-finals night. Paul, I know you've got your sights not just set on the top 4, but maybe the top spot.
I hope so. Yeah. It's a different night, isn't it? They either go or they don't. I'm confident. I'm confident of getting above James again. But I'm just waiting to get on with it now. Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. And Richard, you know Paul very well, of course. Long time in the game. Any memories of playing head-to-head against him?
I think it's in front of in Paul.
What match springs to mind for you, Rich?
The first one is Europe Cup, Hungary. It's the first I remember.
I remember
Paul was playing awesome. He won, I think, 4-1 or something in the last 16.
I remember playing you years and years ago, Richard. You was only a youngster then in the Lakeside playoffs, and you still got your curly hair now. Years and years ago.
Yeah, I think that was my first year. That was the weekend
That's right,
to get
yeah.
onto
I think it was,
Lakeside,
yeah.
and yeah, I played them twice that weekend. Yeah.
Ah, so you still got the curly hair though. That's the main thing, guys. This is a match that we're all looking forward to. So we're going to let you get warmed up, get practicing.
Yeah.
Cheers, Ed. Well, best Richard.
Yeah, so two great players, of course, and hopefully going to give us a terrific game. These matches are all played over the best of 10 legs, so we award the win to the first man that reaches 6. But of course, we could be seeing a 5-5 draw. Paul's had 2 draws in his 9 games so far. Richard's had 3. And when the practice starts are over, it will be Richard that starts the match.
Yeah, good game.
Yeah, I'm ready. Well, best Richard.
So the first leg is Richard to throw first. Game on.
One 3-7.
$100.
77.
40.
81.
100.
42.
64.
Richard requires 164.
132.
95.
Richard requires 32.
Game of 1.
Yeah, game shot and the first leg. Richard Veenstra. Second leg, Paul to throw first.
$140.
81.
80.
180.
The first of the match goes to Richard.
$100.
140.
140.
Richard requires 100.
80.
And Paul requires 41.
41 in 2 darts.
Game shot on the second leg. Paul Hogan. Third leg, Richard to throw first.
45.
100.
134.
140.
97.
140.
92.
Paul requires 121.
43.
Richard requires 133.
93.
Paul requires 78.
20, 30, 43.
Richard requires 40.
Game in 2.
Yes, it's game shot on the third leg, so Richard, and fourth leg it's Paul to throw first.
$140.
100.
100.
140.
100.
57.
Paul on 161.
137.
78.
Paul on 24.
24 in 2.
Yep, game shot, fourth leg Paul Hogan, fifth leg Richard to throw first.
60.
134.
100.
100.
140.
45.
139.
100.
Richard on 62.
30.
Paul, you require 122.
58.
56 scored.
Sorry, yeah,
56 scored, and Richard on 32.
Game on 1.
It's there. It's straight in, the double 16. 3-2 to Richard. Sixth leg, it's Paul to throw first.
41.
140.
140.
97.
80.
45.
41.
96.
137.
Richard requires 123.
Wait, 30 left. 93.
93 score. Paul on 62.
Uh, 30.
And Richard requires 30.
'Yeah, he's in.
Yeah, right in the bottom corner there. We can see the double 15 for the 6th leg, Richard Veenstra. 7th leg is Richard to throw first.
$100.
41.
100.
100.
136.
140.
80.
140.
Richard requires 85.
45. 65.
And Paul requires 80.
60.
Richard scores 65. Paul scored 60. So Richard requires 20.
Game of 1.
It's game shots and the 7th leg. So Richard Veenstra. 8th leg is Paul to throw first.
$140.
59.
81.
180.
Yeah, another 180 for Richard.
140.
Richard requires 100.
100.
Sorry, we've got a score glitch there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. What was the last score there, Paul?
140 for me.
I think I'm on 262 after 6.
Scoreboard's off, isn't it?
We're just going to hold you both there, guys, and so I can speak to what's going on technically, okay? We just hold you both there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to take a pause and we'll be right back. Yeah, so we've just taken a slight pause to redo the math. We haven't missed a single shot in the leg that's currently playing. It's 5-2 at the moment to Richard Veenstra, and we're midway through the leg. Paul has scored a 140 and 81 and a 140. He is on 140, and Richard has scored 59 and just registered his second at 180, so continues now on 2-6-2. Away we go, Richard.
$92.
And Paul requires 140.
100.
Richard requires 170.
58.
Paul requires 40.
No score.
Richard on 112.
Ooh. 3, 22, 27.
And Paul on 40.
$14-2.
Yeah, game shot and the 8th leg to Paul Hogan. 9th leg is Richard to throw first.
$60.
43.
85.
100.
100.
95.
140.
100.
And Richard requires 116.
Game in 3.
Yeah, lovely way to win. Game shot of the match to Richard Veenstra. Well, congratulations, Richard, and well done to Paul as well. Just carrying on after that scoring glitch as if it never happened. Lovely way to finish, though, Rich. You kept your nerve, kept it going. Big win for you.
Yeah. I'll think, oh, there's Paul again. He's coming, but I've got a chance on 1-on-1 too. I'll think I'll need to hit it now, otherwise he's coming back and maybe get a draw. But yeah, the 116 was a good finish to end.
Yeah, absolutely. And Paul, as typically is you, regardless of the scoreline, you play the same. Keep going, regardless of what's happening.
Well, he gave me a few shots on miss doubles at tops twice. You know, to sprint a leg. Fair play to Ridge. Played brilliant.
You're right. Early on, Paul, like you say, it was just one dart opportunities, wasn't it, to break?
Yeah. But that happens in darts, doesn't it? You know, you can't win them all.
Absolutely.
It's got to get built up for the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. You've got the 3 games coming up this evening. So, Paul, we do see you again. Your next one's against David Cameron. And Richard now in confident mood. That's a great run of wins for you now, Rich. I think that's 5 in a row for you. So really picking up pace.
Yeah, I'm very happy with this one because Paul is a very good player and also a steady one, 100, 140. So every double you get a chance, you hit him. And in the first, I was still behind everything after Paul, but he missed 1 or 2 darts and I keep my own leg and I had the chance to break him 4-4-2 and I think that was the key moment.
Yeah, that sneaky double 15 right in the corner could be key. I tell you what, we've enjoyed watching you two play against each other, and it might not be the last time you meet. We could be seeing you both in the top 4 next Monday. We're going to have to wait and see for that. We do know we're going to see you both later this evening, so we'll say goodbye for now.
Yeah.
Cheers, Richard. Well played, mate.
Yeah, great game between the two, and the names I've been mentioning will be back very shortly. Lorraine Winstanley and David Cameron. Yeah, great start to the evening here at the GeoComply Remote Darts League. Despite a mathematical hitch, we got through a terrific game. Richard Veenstra and Paul Hogan. Brilliant game. Richard taking the match. And we're looking forward to our next one now. We have another English player in Lorraine, Winstanley. But we also hop back a few hours to Canada and meet David Cameron. Good afternoon, David.
How you doing, guys? All is good.
Have you been to work today, David? Have you just nipped home?
Absolutely up at 5:45 every morning and doing my thing, so all's good.
I love this. You've told us before, but you have quite a short commute, don't you, from work to home to rush back to have a game of darts?
Yeah, it's actually, like I said, it's only 5 minutes up the road. I moved to a different place there and, close to work, so everything's cool.
Perfect. And Lorraine, how are you doing?
I'm great, thanks. Been enjoying the sunshine again today. I think it's
Excellent.
the last day. It's given rain from tomorrow, so
Yeah,
make the most of it today.
Yeah, I mentioned the work line. It must be really tricky for you because you work as a beautician, do you not? So close proximity is the key thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Hairdressing as well. If it had £1 for everybody that had asked me to cut the hair, I'd be rich without cutting anyone's hair.
I know. Oh, well, we'll have to concentrate on the darts then, you two.
Sounds like a plan.
David, it was a mixed bag for you last time out. A win, a loss and a draw. How are you? Are you thinking about the tournament overall, or is it the cliche of one match at a time?
It's just, to me, it's one at a time, you know what I mean? Because, like I say, anybody can beat anybody. You got to put it behind you, right? So I'm right in the mix. Let's say a good night here and the next one, and I should be okay.
Yeah, Lorraine, it was an interesting last outing for you, wasn't it? Fought back brilliantly, 5-2 down, got back to 5-5 against Darren Herodwini. First point on the table, so that seemed to be a lot of pressure off, but then didn't play the darts you hoped in the next two games.
No, missed doubles, and then if you don't hit the doubles, you don't win the legs, do you? So yeah, been practicing, as always.
Good, well, we look forward to this one for sure. We'll let you get warmed up. Let's get practicing.
Thank you.
All the best, Lorraine.
Good luck, David.
Yeah, both of these players have represented their countries, of course, at the highest level. Lorraine, World Cup winner with England ladies in Romania. And at the same time, David Cameron picked up the pairs title for Canada in the men's competition with Jeff Smith.
I'm ready, guys.
Yeah, once we get underway, it will be Lorraine that throws first.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so away we go, Lorraine. Game on.
$60.
100.
60.
45.
45.
100.
43.
140.
57.
David requires 116.
90.
56. 83.
David requires 20.
First start, guys.
Game shot and the first leg, David Cameron. Second leg, David to throw first.
$125.
43.
$99.
41.
60.
60.
121.
83.
David on 96.
31, 36.
140.
David requires 60.
Second dart.
Game shot and the second leg to David Cameron. Third leg, Lorraine to throw first.
$81.
55.
60.
123.
100.
100.
60.
78.
60.
David on 145.
40 scored.
Lorraine on 140.
83.
David, you require 105.
48.
Lorraine requires 57.
Yeah. 2 darts.
Game shot and the third leg, Lorraine Winstanley. Fourth leg, David to throw first.
97.
60.
58.
41.
100.
81.
59.
59.
85.
140.
David requires 102.
78 scored.
Lorraine requires 120.
80.
David on 24.
First there, guys.
Game shot and the fourth leg to Dave Cameron. Fifth leg, Lorraine to throw first.
57.
60.
41.
95.
177.
Shot.
Thank you.
140.
86.
Yep.
60.
Lorraine requires 140.
60.
David on 146.
60.
Lorraine, you require 80.
41.
David, you require 86.
72 scored.
Lorraine, you require 39. David, you require 14.
Third there.
Yeah, Cameron finds the double seven to take the fifth leg. Before we begin the sixth, we're just going to take a very slight pause. Just checking that we're all good. Lorraine there, 177 along the way, but it's Cameron that takes the fifth. Yep, we're good. The sixth leg is David to throw first.
$180.
David's good. The first 180 of the match.
$100.
$135.
$100.
$170.
$83.
David requires 16.
First start.
Oh, it's there. A 10 dart finish from David Cameron. Marvellous stuff. Seventh leg, it's Lorraine to throw first.
$60.
$83.
$85.
$140.
$81.
$95.
They're both big trebles, Lorraine.
Yes, treble 19, treble 18, a single one.
Yep,
Sorry.
112. It's fine. Just checking there in. 112.
$100.
$80.
David requires 83.
35 left. 47 scored.
No, that was 48 scored there. Yep.
48.
That's right. Yep, you scored, hit the 15 with the last, and Lorraine requires 83.
Correct.
43.
David, you require 35.
$19.
Lorraine requires 40.
No score.
David, you require 16.
Eight.
Lorraine, you require 40.
Yes, first start.
It's game shot and the 7th leg to Lorraine. David, if you can just hold fire for just one moment, we need to take a very quick break. Scores at 5-2. We'll be right back. Yeah, so on we go. David Cameron taking on Lorraine Winstanley. We begin the 8th leg. It's David to throw first.
$100.
$100.
$100.
$100.
$41.
$60.
$180.
A second 180 of the match for David.
$100.
David, you require 80.
Second there, guys.
Yeah, game shot and the match to David Cameron. Well done, David.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. It's always it's always nervy actually playing the girls because, like I say, they're great players. You never know what can happen.
We're just scary creatures.
Lorraine, you could have really scared him. I think the 5th leg for you, the 177 midway through the leg, and you missed a few darts, didn't you? That would have made it 3-2, and
Yeah.
big difference.
Yeah, massive difference. And I just couldn't get any consistency going. It was either scoring or not at all. And then shots at double, like the 120, I should have hit the tops, and it's just frustrating. But not to worry. On to the next.
Yeah, all or nothing. I mean, there's some great shots in there, some good finishes as well. David, after that leg that I've just mentioned to Lorraine, you went 4-1 up. it seemed that your shoulders dropped a bit, relaxed, because you went straight in with the next leg with a 10-dart finish.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just, as I say, consistency is a key to this game for sure. And it's just, you change your grip a little bit. You think you're not holding the right spot or something. You change it. Next thing you know, they're going good. So it's definitely that was a fun one. That one.
Okay, well, remember how you were holding them for that leg. That's for sure.
As David would say, his timing was perfect.
It's all about timing. It is all about timing. Hey, that apart from that leg that you missed a few darts for the match, David, your finishing was immaculate in the other legs. Really good.
And that's a key, right? I mean, consistency, especially on the finishing, right? Especially because you're playing good players, and if you don't finish, rarely you're going to get more than 3 darts. So you gotta do your best to take it out for sure.
You did that for sure. We see you next against Paul Hogan, David. That's the game after next. Lorraine, no chance for you to cool down because you're straight back on against Richard Veenstra. So we'll just give you a couple of minutes, but that's all you're getting because we're going to be right back.
Good game.
Well done, David.
Thank you.
Yes, well done indeed. Our third 10-dart finish of the competition we've seen there from David. The others, Justin Thompson and Jim Williams, are brilliant. 1 dart away from perfection, of course. We're back next. Lorraine returns, and as I say, takes on Richard Veenstra. Yes, we're back for match number 3 of our evening of the GeoComply Remote Darts League. And we go straight back to see Lorraine Winstanley. Just enjoyed a good match against David Cameron. David, the winner there, including a 10-dart finish. And she takes on a man that's had a great win at the start of our evening against Paul Hogan. Hello again, Richard.
Hello.
So you two, you must see each other so often on the circuit. So many tournaments that you attend together. But have you ever competed against each other? Lorraine, can you remember taking on Richard?
I can't. I don't think we've ever played against each other. Have we?
Oh.
No. For me, the same, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you've probably appeared in some Champions photos together, you know, when there's World Cup wins for ladies of England and the gentlemen of the Netherlands. I've seen that where you've been on stage together, you know, holding cups at the Euro Cup and things like that. So
it's like the battle of curly hair.
Exactly. It's battle of the hairstyles.
Yeah.
But yes, so despite knowing each other very well, so many tournaments you've appeared in together, this is the first meeting. So let's bring it on.
Good luck.
Okay. Good luck, Richard.
Yes, match number 3 of our evening, the second match for Richard and for Lorraine. Remember, coming up next, David Cameron from Hogan. And then all 4 players return for one more match later in the evening. It's been one of those evenings. The gremlins have been in the systems. Hopefully all smooth sailing from here on in. Regarding the technology, delivering darts to you remotely, of course, always a challenge, but one that we enjoy. Lorraine, once you're set, it will be you that starts the match.
Yeah, okay, I'm good.
Okay, Rich?
Good game.
Good game, Richard.
First leg, Lorraine throws first. Game on.
$125.
50.
100.
140.
121.
43.
Lorraine requires 155.
24.
140.
Lorraine requires 131.
57.
Richard on 128.
'm sorry.
Don't be, it's a marvellous checkout. The treble 18, treble 14, double 16, 128. First leg to Richard Veenstra. Second leg is Richard to throw first.
100.
95.
180.
First maximum of the match.
139.
133. Yeah.
60.
Richard requires 88.
48.
45.
Richard on 40.
Game of 1.
Yep, straight in the tops for Richard Venture's second leg. The third leg, Lorraine throws first.
96.
135.
59.
140.
41.
140.
131.
Richard requires 86.
Yeah, and 2.
Yeah, an 11 dart leg there for Richard Veenstra. Takes the third leg. Fourth leg, it's Richard to throw first.
$140.
60.
140.
100.
60.
140.
Richard requires 161.
75, 57, 63, 132. 123.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, yes.
Sorry.
$41.
And Richard on 38.
Yeah, and 1.
Yes, the double 19 is found for the fourth leg to Richard Veenstra. Fifth leg, Lorraine to throw first.
$60.
100.
40.
59.
60.
140.
95.
100.
83.
Richard on 102.
82. 62, sorry.
62 scored.
$97.
Richard requires 40.
No, 20.
20, so Lorraine requires 66.
$50.
Richard requires 20.
Oh, no score.
Lorraine, you require 16.
$8.
Richard on 20.
Yeah, think so.
Yeah, the fifth leg goes to Richard Veenstra. And the sixth leg is Richard to throw first.
$96.
$180.
Yeah, Lorraine's first 180 of the match, one apiece.
Well done.
Thank you.
140.
$83.
$95.
$100.
Richard requires 170.
$96.
Lorraine on 138.
$80.
Richard on 74.
$54.
Lorraine, you require 58.
Yes, third dart.
Yes, the sixth leg goes to Lorraine Winstanley. Seventh leg, Lorraine throws first.
$64.
$180.
Richard's second 180 of the match.
$62.
$82.
$60.
$59.
100.
60.
100.
Richard on 120.
60.
Lorraine requires 115.
42.
Richard on 60.
Yeah, game in 3.
Yeah, game shot and the match to Richard Veenstra. Well, an interesting match there, that's for sure. Well done again, Richard.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, you gave a heartfelt apology in the very first leg. Lorraine started well, down to a good finish. And you take out a 1-2-8.
And he shouts, sorry. I'd gone then. That was it.
I think I already lost that leg, but yeah.
Now, what I love is, you see, Lorraine, he says sorry for the 1-2-8. But no apology after that for going out in 13 darts, 11 darts and 13 darts.
I know. I just felt the pain on this end.
Yeah, no apology for that at all.
No, whatsoever.
Now, Lorraine, I don't want to remind you, you were 4-0 down, but you had a great chance in the fifth leg to get, a leg on the board, and it didn't go your way. So credit to you again, once you went 5-0 down, starting with a 180, because you just missed a few doubles to win the leg before.
I know. It's so frustrating. When you do get a chance, like I said earlier, you have to take them. And don't take them, you don't win.
Well, you showed your frustration by hitting a 180, so well done.
Absolutely.
Lorraine, you are back with us right at the end of the evening, and it is a tough task. It's Paul Hogan, a player you know very well.
Yes. I'm going to go and cool down before I play Paul.
You have 2 games off now, so you go and cool down.
I will.
Richard, things are going very well for you. You've done it before. You've won 3 out of 3 on an evening. You could do it again. You take on David Cameron, though. Good player.
Yeah, very good player. It's 180 or 60 most of the time. I see a lot of 180s with Cameron, but yeah, he's a very steady player, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I'll do my best.
Absolutely, and you've defeated 2 very good players already this evening, so let's see how we go there. Well done to you both. Always good to see you.
Yeah.
And we'll
Thank
see
you.
you both later.
Bye.
Thank you. Well played, Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as I say, Lorraine and Richard will be back, but our very next game are those other 2 players, David Cameron and Paul Hogan. Yeah, we're halfway through the evening here at the GeoComply Remote Darts League. 3 matches played, 3 more to go, and it's time to welcome back England's Crocodile Dundee, Paul Hogan, and the man from Canada, Excalibur, David Cameron. Hello once again.
Hey guys, how are you?
So mixed fortunes in your opening matches. Paul, disappointing as far as the result was concerned, but it wasn't a bad performance from yourself, just a very good game with Richard.
Yeah, I mean, I missed a few doubles. It cost me the game, but you know, that starts here. You know, so I've been practicing my doubles a little bit, but it do, you know, hopefully it comes together. But,
yeah, and I think David can say the same, because I think the whole format really for you, David. Richard mentioned it in the previous match, actually. When you're on, boy, are you on. But at times, the game drifts from you a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of get a little laxy-daisy, I guess, or something. You just try to stay consistent, stay focused, take a few deep breaths, obviously, and it seems to work.
Right, I just worry that you're concerned you've left something on at work or something and your mind wanders.
Yeah, no doubt there, probably something, but hey, I'm done now for the day, so it just takes a little bit. Sometimes you can put it behind you.
Well, David, you've been a regular at the World Championships the last 6-7 years, and I'm sure you've watched a lot of Paul, but have you competed against each other?
I never had the opportunity to play him, but like I say, I've seen him play. You know what? Seems like a great guy, fine gentleman, and he's a good player, so I look forward to this for sure.
Oh, he said all the nice stuff, Paul. Any compliments you can repay?
Exactly. I've never played David. I've watched him in the World Championships. He's played absolutely awesome. So it's going to be another good game.
Well, let's get it on.
Sounds
we are looking forward to it as always.
All the best, David.
All the best, Paul. Play well.
Troy.
So I always like to keep reminding you of the format. It seems the right thing to do before a game, in case it's the first one you've ever watched. So it's the first to 6 legs, or 5-5. We could see a draw. Yes, 10 legs is the best of, so it won't go to 11th decider. If it goes 5-5, that's it. It's 1 point apiece. But these two players want 2 points on the Remote Darts League table. When the practice starts are over, it's David Cameron that starts.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, David, away we go. Game on.
$95.
$100.
$40.
$140.
$81.
$121.
$96.
Paul requires 140.
$100.
$137.
Paul requires 40.
$14.2.
Game shot and the first leg, Paul Hogan. Second leg, Paul to throw first.
$60.
177.
Yeah, 177 to start.
$100.
7.
$100.
140.
43.
David requires 127.
87.
85.
David, you require 40.
20.
20 scores. Paul, you require 113.
99.
David requires 20.
No score.
Paul, you require 14.
14 in 3.
Yep, finds it with the last dart. It's the second leg, Paul Hogan. Third leg, David to throw first.
$30.
140.
80.
180.
Yeah, first of the match.
134.
85.
97.
Paul requires 96.
96 in 2.
And if he removes the treble 20, you'll see the double 18. There it is, the 11 dart finish for Paul Hogan. Takes the third leg. Fourth leg, it's Paul to throw first.
180.
A perfect start to the leg for Paul Hogan.
140.
140.
60.
95.
1.
Paul on 86.
36.
David, you require 161.
100.
Paul requires 50.
15, 2 darts.
Yes, it's the fourth leg to Paul Hogan. Fifth leg, David to throw first.
$83.
140.
60.
140.
100.
36.
45.
Oh my God. 81.
23.
Paul on 104.
104 and 3 dots.
It's game shot and the fifth leg to Paul Hogan. A 104 checkout. Sixth leg, it's Paul to throw first. Yeah, 104 for Paul.
100.
23.
60.
140.
60.
68.
100.
26.
100.
100.
Paul requires 81.
Oh my God. 10, 20, 26.
And David requires 144.
96.
Paul, you require 55.
19.
David, you require 48.
14. That's a double 7. 30 score.
30, yep. 30 scored and Paul requires 36.
36 in 3.
It's game shot and the match to Paul Hogan. Oh, Paul, back on the song. Yeah, you really got the scoring boots on there and some great finishes as well.
Yeah, I scored and finished well. Yeah. I feel sorry for David. He played quite well, but I did score well there.
Yeah, I mean, David, very honest of you, by the way. You'd have quite easily got away with sneaking that 7-7 as a win there, but you're honest, just in the wrong bed below the 16. But a frustrating one for you there. A little bit like we talked about earlier. Just weren't quite on what we've seen from you, especially in the consistent scoring stakes.
And that's the key, right? Is trying to be consistent, and it's just sometimes you feel it. They're just not going to go in. You can try and try, but it's just the way it is. You know what? Hats off to Paul. He shot great. So, like I said, it's behind me. It's over. Bring on the next one.
It is. And things early on in the games can really change things. Paul, second leg, David had, I think, 6 darts to win that second leg. And that goes in. It's a break back straight away because Paul broke in the first leg. And the whole match has a different feel, doesn't it? But when that goes astray and it's 2-0 down, it's tough.
It is tough, yeah. I don't remember that leg anyway. I was just concentrating. I was just concentrating on my own leg. But
I'll remind you of it, Paul. It was when you bizarrely left 7-7 with a 20-20. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I know. I miscounted. But
yes, you did. So there you go. Now you've remembered.
I'm used to that.
And it went in. That's the main thing. Now, David, you're going to dust yourself down. You're back up next. So we're going to let you go. Get ready. Big game against Richard Veenstra. 2 fast-throwing players. It's going to be very easy on the eye. So we look forward to that one.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. 100%.
Okay, David. And Paul, you're back for our final game of the evening, an all-England affair with Lorraine at Winstanley. We'll see you for that.
Yeah. Cheers, Richard. I like you, David. I like you.
Crash, buddy. Good playing.
Cheers, Rich. Cheers, David. Cheers, Rich.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers, guys. Yeah, so as I've mentioned, David Cameron doesn't have long. He's back for our 5th match of the evening, and he'll be taking on Richard Veenstra. Welcome back to the GeoComply Remote Darts League. And before we go to our two players, just a reminder that you keep across all of our social media platforms, the Twitter handle of Remote Darts League and the Facebook page, of course, and also the website, remotedartsleague.com, where you'll find a Play a Pro promo on there. Yes, it's easier to apply for than to say. The Play a Pro promo. Get yourself on there, and you could be taking on one of our players at the end of this week. Just like you're watching the pros do it now, you could be taking on one of them with everybody watching you online. So get involved in that. But we have 2 more matches to go here this evening. And of all the fixtures, you've got 16 players all in the mix, all playing each other. This is one fixture I have been looking forward to. Rapid fire contest between Canada's David Cameron and the man from the Netherlands, Richard Veenstra. Hello once again, gents.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey. Now, Richard, I always worry about you around this time because it's coming up to midnight for you.
Yeah, that's correct.
I know you like to get up early. You've got your sons there, your wife, very busy man.
Yeah, I'll have to work tomorrow morning early, so I'll be the first man up.
And were you working early this morning?
Still the same time.
Okay. So are you feeling tired? That's what I'm asking.
I'm feeling good, so.
I'm just seeing David if I can get anything out of him there. So for David now, it's perfect time. I mean, David's 5 hours behind you, Richard, over in Nova Scotia. So 7 p.m. it's coming up to now, David, for you.
Yeah.
Lovely time to play darts.
Actually, yeah, because that's the time actually we go to our leagues when we play and stuff like that when it's happening. And this is around the time we start. So, yeah, so it's perfect timing actually. So it's good.
Yeah. And speaking of that, David, how are things there regarding obviously the pandemic that we're all experiencing? But have you been given any signs or signals as to when the bars may reopen or you're going to be able to play competitively again?
You know, you hear different things. I think there's still a few cases popping up. They're getting a handle on it, I think. But as I say, you know what? If everybody just be careful and do what you're supposed to do, I think we can get through this, right? But I'm figuring maybe the fall is a good guesstimate, is my guesstimation, just to make sure everybody's safe, right? Yeah,
absolutely. And we're hoping for the autumn. It's the same over there, isn't it, Richard? That, no sort of social gathering or anything of any substance darts-wise until at least September. So we're all just wondering when we can all get back on the circuit.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, the bars are open here this weekend with some distance, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, having a few people in a bar is one thing, and maybe that's going to be possible for a league night of darts. But the scale of open tournaments that we're used to is going to be very difficult in the near future. So the Remote Darts League and other events online like this have really helped keep the players in flow, in practice, competitive. I know it's not the same, guys, but it's a good opportunity for everyone. And you two are still very much in the mix for this competition. So we're going to let you get started, unless you have any memories before we do of playing each other. Richard, have you played David?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I think I've figured out then that David hasn't played Richard either.
Yeah, absolutely. In each other around, so it's all good.
Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, guys, so we'll let you get warmed up.
Thank you.
So this is the first. Yeah, this is the first Cameron versus Veenstra encounter. David, as I've mentioned, he actually lives, Richard, you'll be interested to know, he lives in a place called Dutch Settlement.
Dutch Settled, yeah.
Yeah, Dutch Settlement, that's perfectly named, near Halifax, Nova Scotia. And Richard's going to tell me once again exactly where he's from. I know it's in the north of Holland. Ozenzeil.
Ozenzeil.
Oh, I tried. So best of 10 legs. First man to 6 picks up 2 points on our league table. We haven't had a draw tonight. This could be it. Who knows? David is set. He throws first. Okay, Rich?
Yeah, good game.
Okay.
All right.
Game on.
140.
140.
100.
83.
100.
80.
David on 161.
58.
58.
David, you require 103.
Third dirt.
Yeah, lovely finish to start the match. The 103, David Cameron. Second leg, Richard to throw first.
58.
96.
60.
180.
The first of the match goes to David.
81.
83.
98.
David on 142.
90 or 102. Correct?
Yeah, 102.
100.
David requires 40.
2nd dirt.
Game shot on the second leg, David Cameron. Third leg, David to throw first.
60.
97.
134.
85.
97.
97.
100.
58.
David, you require 110.
70 scored.
Richard on 164.
70. 89.
David on 40.
3rd dirt.
Game shot under third leg to David Cameron. Fourth leg, Richard to throw first.
180.
First for Richard, one apiece.
26.
100.
93.
140.
60.
Richard, you require 81.
Game in 3.
Yeah, he's actually a leg in 12 there. The 81 checkout, the treble 10 leads to the double 16. But 12 dart leg for Richard Veenstra. Fifth leg is David to throw first.
$43.
100.
140.
95.
139.
96.
137.
95.
David, you require 42.
Second dart.
Game shot and the fifth leg to David Cameron. Sixth leg, Richard to throw first.
81.
95.
140.
52.
140.
96.
Richard requires 140.
100.
100.
Richard on 40.
Game in 2.
Yes, the sixth leg goes to Richard Veenstra. Seventh leg, it's David to throw first.
180.
The third 180 of the match, second to David.
60.
96.
140.
81.
100.
David, you require 144.
101.
60.
David, you require 43.
Second dart.
Yeah, good leg again. The seventh to David Cameron. Eighth leg, Richard to throw first.
180.
The fourth 180, 2 apiece.
$140.
$140.
$100.
$60.
$81.
Richard requires 121.
$97.
$85.
Richard on 24.
Game 1.
Game shot and the 8th leg, Richard Veenstra. And the 9th leg is David to throw first.
$81.
$140.
$177.
$59.
$100.
$132.
David requires 143.
$41.
Richard, you require 170.
$58.
David, you require 102.
$62.
Richard, you require 112.
$92.
So Richard scores 62, Richard scores 92. David, you require 40.
$20 scored.
Richard requires 20.
$16.
David on 20.
First start.
It's game shot and the match to David Cameron. What a brilliant match that was. Well done to David.
Thank you.
And well done to Richard. Hey guys, 9 legs played in about 13 minutes there. Absolutely superb. I was hoping for one more leg. As a neutral, I wanted to see all 10. But I'm sure David wasn't hoping for one more leg, were you? No.
That's it. Yeah, that was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And for both of you, it means 4 points on the board. So positive stuff all round. And David, when we look at it, an extra 4 points for you puts you right within touching distance of the top 4 going into your final session. You're back with us, David. We'll look at that right now. You're back with us on Thursday. You face your old foe, Larry Butler from the United States.
Yeah.
Darren Herawini from down in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And a Frenchman in Thibaut Tricot. So a tough night for you.
Look forward.
You put yourself in with a real shot.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? You just got to get up there and you got to play. And, yeah, just try to be consistent. They say take a few deep breaths. I mean, Richard's a great shot there. You know, and I expected him to shoot, you know, consistently hundreds the whole match, and say, hey, I had to take a few deep breaths there, and they were going in for me, so I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, and especially, David, the great bit of character shown there. You faced a 6-0 defeat against James Richardson earlier in the competition, but that was the last game of the session. You had no opportunity to immediately respond. You've suffered a defeat there to Paul Hogan and bounced straight back. A great character.
Yeah, I mean, that's, as I say, you just, if you let it bother you and you take it to the next one, you're going to probably be in trouble because you're going to be frustrated. But over time and as you play longer, you get to learn a little bit, take some deep breaths, and hey, you can't change it. You just keep going on forward. So nobody's going to win everything.
Yeah, and Richard, let's look at it from your perspective. I mean, we said there were 9 legs played. Only the second leg of the match went against the darts. Every other leg went with the darts. That proved to be the difference in the end.
Yeah, I had not many chances on his legs, and he played brilliant on his own legs. And yeah, this was the last one. I had some chances and I missed, and yeah, then you know you're gone.
Yeah, I don't know how it was for you right at the end there. The score seemed to be coming through slower to me, and I just think you two got so quick that we couldn't keep up. I think our scorers could, but our graphics couldn't. Richard, it was entertaining, and I'm sure you'll be looking at this evening positively despite the defeat there. Still a good game in defeat. You also pick up 4 points this evening. So from your point of view, you're right in the thick of it now. You're going to be near top of the league when we show our league table after the last game. You're certainly going to be in the top 4 going on to the next night.
Yeah, it will be close, I guess. Everybody's still behind you or less points than you, but it's very close. So it all depends on the last night.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the time you come back to us again, you've only got one more night to follow. So who knows how it's going to stand. You also have a terrific last group. I love how these are shaping up. John O'Shea, Justin Thompson, and Joe Cheney, all of which still have a chance as well.
It's all around the world, so
yeah. Yeah, we deliberately did that for the last groups with U8 guys that haven't played Remote Darts League before. We did a ladies group to close off. We did the 4 Remote Darts League players from the first edition in one group, and then the other 8 into 2 international groups. So it's going to be a really good watch as this week goes on.
Yeah.
So, David, anyone to look out for you in particular? I mean, Larry Butler, I'm sure you've competed against many times.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I played Larry down the States when I traveled down and stuff quite a few times. They say good player. I don't fear him at all, though. But, hey, he can play. You just you don't take nothing for granted and just get up there and throw your darts.
Yeah, and Darren Herawini, he's played a starring role like you did at the World Cup in Romania. You picked up the pairs gold. He picked up the singles gold.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's another great player. I mean, there's so many good players out there, right? And we just don't get, a lot of guys don't get the opportunity. But, yeah, I mean, he's another great shot. And so I look forward to it for sure because it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, his form's been similar to yours in a sense that when he's on, wow, he's great. But sometimes his form is... And he's actually suffered. He's been honest about it. He's starting early in the morning. And where he plays, he's out in a garage, so he's quite cold. So I've told him to put the heating on, sort of 3 days earlier.
That might help.
And the final player for you in that group, I'm not sure if you've ever played Thibaut Tricol, the Frenchman.
No, actually I didn't. Like I say, I look forward to that one as well, and and just want to play some great darts though.
And one final question on that: do you speak French?
Very, very little. I can pick up a few words here and there, but not really.
Oh, well, I was going to say you could do the interview on that one. That's fine. And Richard, let's have one more look at who you're taking on, as we do have a few minutes to. As you played so fast, it's nice to actually be able to have a chat with you about it. I mean, John O'Shea, he was in terrific form with us yesterday. 3 wins out of 3. Really pushing now to finish in that top 4 as well. That's your first game out on Saturday. That's going to be terrific.
Yeah. Will be a great game. And, yeah, the World Masters winner. So, yeah, it will be a tough one as well.
Yeah, he's a quick thrower like the two of you, and then the pace is going to change dramatically because your second match is against Justin Thompson, the slowest player in our tournament, but he's been steady away, I can tell you.
Yeah, I've played them before, so I know what's going to happen.
So just a warning in advance, Richard, you're not allowed to throw your first dart before he's thrown his third one.
I'll try.
I think we had it, didn't we, in one match where Richard let go of his first dart and the third one hadn't got in on the other screen. Absolutely superb. And Joe Cheney, another great guy, great character from Tennessee in America. Have you played Joe before?
No, never played him before. No, never played him. But he's doing well last on the World Trophy last year. So
yeah, he did.
I've seen playing him good games. So yeah.
Yeah, well, gents, on behalf of everybody watching, thanks for the entertainment there.
Yeah.
Good games, Richard.
Yeah, and we look ahead to seeing David in just a couple of days' time. He's back with us on Thursday. Only 2 days to wait for him, and Richard is back 4 days' time on Saturday. We're back in just a few minutes' time because our last match, scheduled for hour, are between two English players, Paul Hogan and Lorraine Winstanley. Yeah, welcome back to our final match of the evening at the GeoComply Remote Darts League. This event has been an international affair, 9 nations across 3 continents. But now it's all English as we end the evening with myself and our 2 players. Paul Hogan, the non-English sounding nickname, Crocodile Dundee. And he takes on Lorraine Winstanley. We say hello to these 2 England internationals who know each other very well, of course, from that particular scene. But Lorraine, have you taken Paul on at all or paired up with him at any time?
I've not paired up with him. I think we've probably played against each other, maybe in mixed pairs, but I don't know.
I don't remember anything.
No, I don't either.
Oh, you're far more used to being a triumphant England team together with the men's team and the ladies' team, so...
Absolutely.
So, not teammates this evening, rivals, Paul, and you were just saying during the practice darts you're hoping Lorraine takes it easy.
I mean, look, Lorraine's a superb player. You know, I mean, there's got Dean as well. You know, as a practice partner and all. It's a weird game, darts, isn't it? You know, I mean, I've just watched that last game, and it just don't make sense, does it? You know what I mean? But
no, absolutely. Yeah, we mentioned how well David bounced back, and Lorraine. That's, of course, what you're looking to do now. There have been some good signs, haven't there, with the form? It's just putting it all together.
That's exactly it. It is literally just putting it all together. It's the bit I'm struggling with.
Yeah, I mean, in the main, Paul, you've been putting it all together. And Lorraine, you've been watching Paul, not only in this remote darts league, but you, of course, with Dean competing in the first one, I'm sure you had a very close eye on things. And he is playing very well, isn't he? Let's be honest.
But Paul is probably the one of the most consistent players out there. He's always there or thereabouts. He's so consistent. So he's a force to be reckoned with, really.
Thank you, Lorraine. I've got some magnets tonight behind me, Trouble 20, like James did against you tonight. So.
Yeah, Paul.
Everybody seems to be having the leg of the life, though. I've had 10 daughters, 11, 12, and 13, and it's like, why me? Why me?
Paul,
I'm taking it as a compliment.
Well, indeed you should, Lorraine. And Paul, were you watching that game when James took on Lorraine there?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. He played absolutely superb against Lorraine. You know, I felt so sorry for her. You know what I mean? But you know, it's darts is on the day. You're either on, you hit it, and then you don't hit it. It's the way it is. But,
yeah, you're both absolutely right on that score.
Yeah,
well,
you have to go or they don't.
Well, let's hope for the both of you they go, and go we will now to the practice board.
Thank you.
Cheers, Richard. All the best, Lorraine.
Yeah, we'll let them have a warm-up before we begin, of course. You can see on your caption there that it's Paul that starts the match, but there's an even number of legs if it goes all the way. 10 legs potentially to be played. But the first player to 6 will put 2 points on the league table. Yeah, 2 for the win, 1 for the draw. And we will be looking at that league table once play is completed here.
Yeah, I'm ready, Rich.
Okay, Paul. Lorraine, all set?
I'm ready, yeah.
Great, so the first play,
Good luck, Paul.
Paul to throw first. Game on.
$140.
$140.
$100.
$60.
85.
$60.
100.
140.
Paul requires 76.
60.
Lorraine, you require 101.
22.
Paul, you require 16.
16 in 1.
Yeah, game shot and the first leg to Paul Hogan. The second leg, Lorraine to throw first.
100.
60.
60.
100.
100.
105.
180.
Yeah, the first 180 of the match goes to Lorraine.
100.
Lorraine, you require 61.
Yeah, 2 darts.
Yeah, 14 dart finish. The second leg, Lorraine Winstanley. Third leg, Paul to throw first.
85.
41.
60.
60.
140.
140.
180.
Yeah, one apiece now.
60.
Paul, you require 36.
36 in 1.
Yeah, 13 dart leg for Paul Hogan. Takes the third leg. Fourth leg, Lorraine to throw first.
140.
100.
100.
139.
41.
41.
140.
100.
Lorraine requires 80.
60.
Paul, you require 121.
Oh, 50, 60, 70, 80, 82.
82 scored. Lorraine, you require 20.
Yeah, first start.
Yeah, game shot and the fourth leg. Lorraine Winstanley. Fifth leg, it's Paul to throw first.
20, 42.
24.
100.
24.
81.
135.
140.
121.
Paul requires 138.
60, 100, 116.
126, but yes, 12 left.
Yeah, 12 left. Yeah.
$99.
Paul requires 12.
12 in one.
Yes, it's the fifth leg, Paul Hogan. Sixth leg, Lorraine to throw first.
41.
83.
139.
140.
100.
83.
100.
59.
Lorraine requires 121.
Oh. 73.
73 scored. Paul, you require 136.
100.
Lorraine, you require 48.
32.
Paul, you require 36.
36 in 3.
Yeah, finds it with a third for the sixth leg, Paul Hogan. The seventh leg, it's Paul to throw first.
$140.
41.
140.
100.
100.
83.
Paul requires 121.
121 in 3 darts.
Yeah, lovely finish there. On the ball, the 1-2-1, Paul Hogan takes the seventh leg. Eighth leg, Lorraine to throw first.
$81.
180.
Second 180 for Paul.
81.
100.
45.
140.
41.
Paul, you require 81.
In 3.
Wonderful darts. It's the 8th leg to Paul, which means the match back-to-back 12 dart finishes to win. Well done to Paul Hogan. And well done also to Lorraine Winstanley. Lorraine, I will actually come to you first. First half of that match, as good as we've seen you play in the Remote Darts League, and chances, every chance in fact, to make it 3-3.
Yeah, that was frustrating.
Very. Yes, I mean, actually, the shot before the missed doubles, you had one dart in hand, nearly 56, and just clipped into the 8 to leave 48 instead of tops. Can I ask you, when you came back up to the ball, what is your preferred double, tops or 16s when you're on 48?
Do you know what? They're all the same size.
So do you just sort of aim in between the two?
Any of them.
Yeah, do you, I was wondering what double you choose, or if you chose the 16s, but
Well, I was going for 16. Not that I really wanted to admit that, but but either it doesn't matter, because when you're practicing, obviously you try and leave either 32, 16 tops. Yeah. I don't mind 36 either. It's just a bit annoying if you slip into the 18 to leave the double 9, but my 36 was sweet as a nut, so it was fine.
It was your best leg of the tournament, the 14 darter. But the overall, the scoring as well as the finishing early on, superb. And that's what I think. It's not so much about what the rest of us expect, because Paul will say he expects it. I'll say I expect it, but it's about what you expect of yourself.
Yeah, I expect that all the time. I think that's why I find it so hard, because it's like, what's happening? I can play so much better. It's still a big learning curve, getting used to not having your opponent in the room. And I think it's something that I'm gradually getting there, but it's taking some getting used to.
Yeah, and in an action replay of what happened when you missed the chance against Richard, once you'd missed it, your opponent just absolutely took off. Paul, it could have been 3-3 quite easily there. You go 4-2 up. You go 4-2 up. You hit back-to-back 12 darters to seal the match.
Yeah, I mean, God, Lorraine played superb. I was shaking. I thought, oh my God, she's playing so well against me. I thought 2-2. I thought, oh no, it's 3-all here. I thought, oh no.
You weren't shaking enough.
But I calmed myself down, and I started to score again and get into the rhythm again. So Lorraine played absolutely superb.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you.
Indeed. So let's look forward. Lorraine, an evening I'm particularly looking forward to. Friday night, it's Ladies' Night.
Ladies' Night.
Yes. You're taking on Laura, Tina and Stacey. And I think it was you and I that discussed it much earlier in the league about if there's any competitiveness within the whole Remote Darts League between the four of you. I mean, is there going to be some one-up-womanship to finish top of that particular pile there?
There's got to be, haven't there, really?
I think so. I think if we're
there's no point in playing, really, if there's no competitiveness. So, we all just want to play well and do well. And, some of us have struggled with this kind of format. So no, I'm looking forward to Ladies' Night. Should be good.
And then, in particular, I mean, have you played Tina or Stacey before in competition?
I don't think I have. I've never met Stacey. Obviously, I've met Tina. Mm-hmm. But I am definitely looking forward to playing them.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Laura has been playing very well overall, similar to yourself, where it's looked like she's almost there to get the big results, but it's not quite happened. So that's a match in particular that we're all looking forward to.
Great. I'm looking forward to it. I hope she is.
Yeah, so that's Friday night. Sunday night, Paul, you return, and the way that the groups have been formed, the very final group of the whole phase of your fixtures see you play the three guys who you shared the semi-finals with in the first Remote Darts League. That's nice in itself, but this could be a huge night in terms of who finishes in the top four.
Yeah, definitely. I've got to wait on the results from the other game. So I mean, if I can finish in the top four, it'd be great. But I mean, to pick up four points today and get back top of the league, but it's all going to come down to that last match. Hopefully, hopefully I can get a few wins. I'll know what I've got to do when it comes to the last game. So
I was just going to say that, Paul. That could actually be. It's a little bit different for the other guys that are still chasing top four because they play and then have to wait. Whereas you, James Richardson, Jim Williams, and if he's still in the running, Tony O'Shea will know exactly what you have to do on that final night.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And until that game, those games have been played, then we know what we've got to do. To finish in the top four. I've played well all these 12 games. And to drop out now would be like gutted. I mean, the games themselves, the way that the mini schedules are completely random, and I love the fact that you're playing James Richardson right at the end of the whole league. That could be a final before the semi-finals because it could be. We don't know yet, but that could decide the top of the league. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah, who knows? I mean, James is absolutely superb player. He's we've had a lot of banter between us, and it's funny. But I'm still top. I'm top at the moment.
It is good fun. I mean, there is a group amongst the 16 players that for some reason let me into, and I actually think in future Remote Darts League that players group should be made public purely for the abuse they give each other.
Maybe not.
Maybe edited first.
Maybe.
No, it has been superb, and especially between Paul and James. So both of you, we look forward to your respective final league nights. Lorraine, we see you in 3 days' time, Friday night.
Thank you.
And Paul, we see you on Sunday night. Thanks again to you both. Well played.
Unlucky, Lorraine. You played superb there, babe.
You played really well, Paul. Thank you. Thanks, Rich. Pretty work tonight.
Thank you. They're both right, and we're going to see how all of that affects the league table very shortly, but we will have a review of all of our results before we do that. It's been an interesting evening. Lorraine has played well, but despite that, she has suffered 3 defeats, as you can see there, to our 3 gentlemen this evening, David Cameron, Richard Veenstra, and at the end there, Paul Hogan. And for the first time in this whole league format, when we've had these nights of 4 players per night, we've had 3 players pick up 4 points each. They all defeated Lorraine, and then the 3 guys all defeated each other. Right at the top of the show there, we saw Richard defeat Paul Hogan by 6 legs to 3. Paul Hogan defeated David Cameron by 6 legs to 0, and then David bounced back in his next match to defeat Richard Veenstra by 6 legs to 3. So that means 4 points apiece on that league table. So let's have a look now at how all of those points go into the league. Lorraine still in 14th place, unfortunately for her, just that 1 point in the league so far. Definitely could have picked up more tonight had things gone her way. And then we work our way up and we see that the competitors tonight, David Cameron, he's in 7th place now, joint with Justin Thompson on 15 points, just a point away from that top 4. Richard Veenstra with his 4 points goes up to 3rd, joint on points with John O'Shea. But you can see there now, right at the top, Paul Hogan back on top of the league after 12 games played. And you'll notice there on the league table, it's very easy for you to see who is in action tomorrow because just 4 players yet to play their 4th session. So we're going to see Stacey Pace and Joe Cheney, both of those players from the United States, Thibaut Tricol from France, and the only unbeaten player that remains in the competition after 9 games, James Richardson, is in action with us tomorrow evening. So we hope that you'll be with us in 21 hours' time when we get our 16th league night underway. After that, we have 4 more nights, the final groups of the league phase, and then we go into our finals. Make a date in your diary. Monday, the 8th of June, is the final of the GeoComply Remote Darts League. We're going to say farewell. We've enjoyed our evening. On behalf of everybody involved in the production, our scorers, our producer, our director, and myself, it's a hi ho.